welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Rosey, and thank you so much for taking a moment out of your busy day to spend a few moments with me. I really appreciate it. So in today's video, I want to make a little notepad for a friend that I'm going to be sending out some happy mail to, so I thought I would go ahead and bring you guys along so I can talk to you while I'm creating. So I got these sticky notes from the Dollar Tree. It is one, but it has an awful lot. It's a 3x5, and you get 125 sheets. I don't know when I purchased this, probably eons ago, but I'm sure that they still have it. So in any case, I want to send her this, and then I was thinking, well, why don't I go ahead and make a nice little notepad just to kind of cover it up, and that way she can kind of pop it in her purse or leave it on her desk. All right, so I've pre-cut a few things, just some of the things that I know, like the basics of what I'm going to need, but we are going to literally craft together. So my whole thought process on how I'm going to go ahead and do this, what I'm thinking in my head, you guys will come along. All right, are you ready? I know I'm ready. All right, let's go. In an effort to try to go through all of my scraps and my current stash, I went in and I pulled out this collection kit. It's from Echo Park, and it's called Hello Spring, I believe. Let me see here. It is called, yes, Hello Spring, again, by Echo Park. So I went ahead and I just grabbed that from my stash, and that's what we're going to be using today, because I want the notepad to have like kind of like a springy kind of feel to it. That's the whole theme around this Happy Mail. So what I did was, okay, so I have this Post-it notes, and then, let me just see here, I'm going to move these out of the way. I've already pre-cut a few pieces of chipboard because I do want this to be reusable. So instead of kind of like a one and done and throw it out, I'm going to make it so that all she needs to do when she has no more Post-its is just slip another book in there. So you're going to need 2 pieces of 4x6 Post-its and one for the spine, which is a 4x1. So again, for the covers, it's 4x6. You need 2 of them, and one for the spine, a 4x1. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. One is going to be 6 and 6 3/4, so 6 by 6 3/4, and we are going to score on the 6-inch side at 1 and 5. And then on the 6 3/4 side, we're going to score at a half. This is going to allow us to kind of attach this page to the other page to give us one longer piece. And then you're going to need another piece that is 6 by 9.5. And on the 6-inch side, we're going to score at 1 and 5. As well, on the 9.5-inch side, we're going to score at 1. Okay, so that's all the scoring that needs to be done. Let me see. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to be alternating between adhesives, between, let's see, where is it? My score tape. I need to place in order. So I only have 1/8 left, so I'm going to go ahead and use this, and then I'll alternate my reptile glue when I need to. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me just grab this real quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring in these 2 pieces here. And what I want to do is I just want to attach them together to give me one longer piece. Now, just as a visual, let me see, let me grab one of these. As a visual, what I'm thinking is that instead of our book opening this way, I want it to open up top-wise, like this. So that's the way it's going to open. So that's kind of like my thought process. So while we're going through and attaching and scoring, you'll kind of have an idea in your head as to how it's supposed to look at the end. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my smaller piece. That's the 6 by 6 3/4, and on the 1/2-inch side that we scored, I just added score tape. Okay, so let's see here. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach. I'm going to attach this one to the other one. So I'm just going to bring this right on over. And let's see, like that. And like that. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and just burnish this down really, really well. Okay, so now we have our one longer piece. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and attach our chipboard pieces. So let's see, I'm going to start off, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to bring this all the way up. And let's see, I think I wanted, yeah, I wanted the pink to be on the outside because I want to do some really nice decorating. So I'm going to bring in one of my covers. I've already added my score tape to it. I'm going to be trying this new glue from the Dollar Tree. Let's see how that works out. Okay, and then I got one more to pick up. Okay, here we go. So now, since we did all of our score marks, I'm just going to place it right between the score marks. Like that and like that. Okay, press that down really well. I'm going to give it just a real quick little press there. I'll press it better in a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. I'm going to bring now, next is my spine. I'll remove the paper backing. I'll grab my glue. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring in my little thing here, my little tool, and I'll go ahead and just line up my spine right to, there we go, right to the edge of this spine. This is really good because it gives you an accurate 1/8 of an inch spacing. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in our next cover, and I'm just going to remove all the paper backing. That, and one more. And then once again, I will add my liquid glue. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and place this right in again. So there, and then let's go ahead and place it right up against. Okay, lift up my little guide. So this one here is going to have a little bit bigger gusset, and that's perfectly fine. I like to use about 1/8 of an inch spacing, but I do notice that when I use this Crafty spacing guide, that it gives me that 1/4 inch. And some people might think it's too much, but I think it's really easy. Depending on what you want to use it for will depend on the size preference, I would think. So now that we've got this, let's go ahead and just bring up all our edges. And you want to go careful because you don't want the paper to rip. Okay, so I've added my score tape to all 4 edges. I've removed the paper backing. And let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start by doing the 2 long sides first and then each of the shorter sides. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring in some of this liquid glue. Okay. That, like that. Okay, give it a moment just for it to set. Okay, let's go ahead and do the opposite side. Okay. Okay. Make sure my edges are all down. Okay, let's go ahead now and do the shorter ends. Okay. Okay, and let's go ahead and do the last little side. Okay. Okay, so now that we have our, let's see here, our base all done, just give it a moment, just a sec, 'cause I am working with new liquid adhesive. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and just line the inside so it looks a little bit prettier. But before that, we're going to go ahead and just use our bone folder just to kind of help it fold. Like that, like that. Okay, that's looking good. Very easy to open. I like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add one long piece to here. We can see if we can, let's see, can I do one long side? No, I'm going to have to do it in two different pieces. So let's go look at the scraps. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I cut my two pieces. I had to switch my camera battery, so I don't remember which one I ended up with. But let me just tell you the two pieces that I have here. So I have a 3 7/8 by 12, and then I have a 3 7/8 by 3. So putting these two together is what's going to give me that one longer piece. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and put down my longer piece first. Let's see, maybe I'll go this way. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Trying to get it as straight as possible. Okay, let's give it a good burnishing. Okay. And let's go ahead and add our second piece now. Okay, and we'll burnish that down really, really well as well. Okay. Just making sure it's all good. Okay, the other thing that we want to do is we just want to make sure that we're reinforcing our spine here. So we'll go ahead and just give that a nice little burnish. Okay, and let's do the opposite side. Okay. Okay, that feels good. It opens up well. It's not too tight. So that's good. Then I'm just going to look at where the paper meets the base just to make sure that it's all down, and it is. Okay, good, good. Okay, so now we have our base all done. So now what we need to do is, since I want to make sure that this is kind of, we can keep reusing it, it's not a one and done, I need to put down a piece of scrapbook paper here that's going to allow us to do that. So for that, let me tell you what we're going to need. Alright, so since I know that my sticky notes are a 3 by 5, I'm thinking that I need to make mine probably a 4 by 4.5. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to take this out real quickly. Okay, and let me bring in my trimmer real fast. So let's see here. I know that I want it to be, I didn't notice that my camera had stopped recording, so I'm not sure if you saw it. So I have a piece that is, let's see, 4 by 4.5. And I scored at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So that's going to be my little pocket. So we'll go ahead and just fold and crease on all our score marks. And again, because I'm doing the measurements and everything in my head, we may need to go ahead and kind of redo it, but we'll see. We'll see if I need to monkey with my measurements. So now I just want to miter the corners, again, just to take away some of that bulk. I'm also going to do it at the top, just angle cutting just a little bit. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see, there's our pocket, and before I go too quickly, I just want to make sure that this is a good size for my Post-it. So I'll go ahead and just grab this one here. Doesn't have a chipboard in the back, so I'll just use this paper piece that they gave us. And let's see, is that going to be enough, or do I need to make it? Oh, You know what though? I think we need to make it a little bit bigger, right? So let's add, let's see, let's add a 1/2 inch to the sides, and I think the top is okay. So we did a 4, so let's do 4.5. Let's see, let's do 4.5. I am looking, yeah, okay. So let's see, let's do 4.5, right? I'm just trying to figure this out in my head here real quick. Yeah, so we need, see, if we need a 1/2 inch, let's see, a 1/4 inch. So that would be a 1/4 inch on either side. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here. Okay, so this makes it right there. So I need to make it at least a 1/2 inch bigger. That would give me a 1/4 inch on either side. And I think a 1/4 inch is good. So we'll go ahead and we will do, like we were thinking, 4.5. Let's see, 4.5. Oops. Ooh, that's not going to be enough, is it? Oh boy. Okay, hold on. 4 by 4. Let's just look through my scraps here. I know I must have another one that is, and I can use this for another pocket. Just going to go through my stash here and see what I can find. Oh, here we go. I think this one will work. Okay, so let's see. I've got this one. So let me go ahead and just remove the branding strip. Okay, branding strip off. Okay, now I need it to be 4.5. So let's see, 4.5, we said. Okay, 4.5. And then I think we needed it by 4. Did we decide by 4 was good? Yeah, I think so. So 4, so I need to make it 4.5 for that 1/2 inch at the bottom. Oh, so it's basically a 4.5 by 4.5. So let's see, 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 by 4.5. Okay, so let's see, this is directional. So a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch. So on my 4.5 inch side, we're going to score at a 1/2 inch and at 4. We're going to go ahead and rotate it, making sure that the bottom is on the right hand side, and we will score at a 1/2 inch. Okay, so there is that. I think that should be a pretty good fit. I want it to be a little bit larger, but not too large where it'll be kind of like floating around. I want it snug, but not so snug that we can't lift anything out of it. So let's go ahead and burnish. Not burnish, we're going to miter cut. You can tell that I'm doing this on the fly. I'm doing a lot of mathematical acrobats in my head right now. Okay, so let's see. Before we go and put anything down, let's just make sure that this is going to fit. So that's going to fit in our notepad, and then let's just make sure here. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and do a little thumb notch to make it a little bit easier when we pull out the pad. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and just put double-sided tape or adhesive, whatever you wish. Put that down. I think I'm going to use my reptile glue for this because I want something that's really, really going to stick. So I'm going to use both my reptile and score tape. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and add my score tape to the 3 sides. And then my liquid adhesive. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've added my double-sided tape to my pocket. So the first thing I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the bottom. I'm going to give it just a dab of Reptile glue for extra strength. Like that. Oops, got some inside. And just fold it over. Okay. And do the same thing to the opposite side. Just a dab. Okay. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we're going to add our adhesive, our Reptile glue on top of my score tape, just to give it an added little strength to this pocket, because we are going to be, well, I'm thinking anyway that it's going to be used quite a bit. So let's see, I'll use this as my gauge. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. That, okay. Just make sure that's down really, really well. And before I placed it down, I did look at the other side because we had to join these two pieces of paper together. So where the seam is, I know I want that to be the back. So, okay, let's see, I'm just making sure that I'm giving it enough time to set. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring in my Post-it. Add just a few pages in there. Wait, do I have too many? No. Okay, and there we have it. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so you have enough space at the top and at the bottom so that your Post-it book closes really, really well. Oh, I like this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this out and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my area because I have lots of these little score tape paper backings that I need to pick up, and then we'll come back and we'll go on to the next part. Okay, so I pulled out my, let's see, my cut aparts and my stickers and anything that I can use as embellishments. I pulled out that pile that has to do with that particular collection, and look at how beautiful these colors are. I know I definitely want to use some stickers. Looks like I must have got maybe 5 of the same collection because I have a lot. All right, let's see here. See, I think I'm going to take one of these. So let me go ahead and cut these apart, and then we can kind of look at it and see which one we want to use. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I got a little carried away. I started to do some decorating, and I ended up finishing it up. So let me show you kind of what I've done. So let me go ahead and I'm going to remove this. All this is pink string. And instead of using an elastic or anything like that, I just measured how much I needed around the side and then just attached it to a piece of chipboard, and then I covered the chipboard with the same scrapbook paper just to kind of make it look cohesive. And then of course I just added some different cardstock stickers here, and I placed them up on foam dots to give them some sort of dimension. So all you need to do is just kind of push it right on over, and it keeps your notebook all together. So there's that. Let me go ahead and just take this off and let me show you kind of how I have decorated. So on the front cover, you can see that I've added quite a bit of cardstock stickers from this collection. The collection, again, I'm using is the Echo Park Hello Spring. So I took the cardstock stickers and kind of added them throughout, and then added some gems, gold gems there. And then I have these little crochet hearts that I got with a hip kit collection, and I was so excited to be able to use it because I've been loving them, but I've been like kind of hoarding them because I do not want to use them because they're so sweet. But I said, you know what? No, it's going to look perfect on this project. So I did that, and then the only other thing is I went ahead and I created a bow. I had looked through my flowers and I had this 4-layer flower, so I just added it right on top. So there's the spine, and then here's the back, very simple. And then when you open it up, here is inside the front cover. And then here is your Post-it note. So the beautiful thing about this is that you can take out the Post-its and you can place them right back in again. So once you've exhausted all your Post-its, you could just go ahead and add another one in here. So this is better than having like a one and done throwaway. I wanted to keep this kind of so that you could continue to use this as you needed to. So there is how I decorated this sweet, sweet, sweet little Post-it notebook. Alright friends, well that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, guys, thank you so much. Your support goes an awful long way in helping my channel out. Alright friends, until the next time, stay safe, be kind, and keep it creative.